Welcome into This Week in Anderson Sports here on ESP Media, powered by Sidearm Sports. I'm Jason Griefer. We're glad to have the boys back. As Athletic Director Chris Newton, Assistant AD Zach McCormick. Gentlemen, how are you?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Thanks for asking.
Good. Glad to hear it. Newt, last time we talked, you were ripping up the front yard and the backyard to work on your golf game. Is it improved?
Oh, geez. The golf game maybe's improved a little bit, but the relationship with my wife after destroying the front and backyard maybe has not improved too much. So I was out all day yesterday, matter of fact, fixing it up a little bit. Since the boys are gone, it's not a golf course anymore. It's a front and a backyard.
At least you're replacing your divots, so that's good.
That's an all-day job there, too.
Zach, has a soccer game come around?
The soccer game has not come around at all. Unfortunately, I stick to playing sports with my hands.
There you go. So let's get right into it, and let's talk about how this past week has been for your athletic teams, and we'll look forward as well. We saw last night. People saw last night. Jamal Murray, the Denver Nuggets, put up a 50-burger in the NBA playoffs to save their season. Clearly, he must have watched your football team this past weekend. They go on the road and beat Little Miami 50-40. Jackson Kuhn balls out 370 yards, 5 total touchdowns. So let's brag on him first of all. He's going into his senior year now. How has he matured as a leader on this team?
Oh, great. I mean, he's a phenomenal kid. He puts in tons of work on the field, and something that people don't realize is to be a quarterback, you have to be able to read the defense, and you have to put in so much time in the film room and with coaches to really learn how to progress through your reads and do all that. And I think that's a place that he's grown and matured a lot, is going in and putting in the time and realizing how much you really have to put in, not just on the field and working out and in the weight room, but also in the film room and just trying to pick Coach Dryer's brain, because, I mean, he's got more football knowledge than any of those kids do combined, I'm sure. So for Jackson to go in there and pick his brain is going to be a huge asset for him. But, yeah, I mean, he kind of went bonkers on Friday for sure. He was throwing the ball. I mean, we had some explosive guys on the outside with Evan Upchurch, Jarek McClanahan, Joey Faulkner, a new kid who's coming back after taking a year off. He's a huge addition for us. So Jackson he knows his boys well, and he puts them in the right position and gets the ball out there to him. So he's going to be a fun kid to watch all year. Just hope that he can stay injury free this year.
You come home this Friday for the first time against Kings. Newt, first of all, will you have fans in attendance? And second of all, what kind of policies are we looking at if so?
Well, the policies are I mean, it's pretty much a shutdown thing, considering we have 450 tickets that we're allowed to give out, and we give a good fair share of that to our opponents, because it's only right for their families to be able to come watch the kids. So really, as Governor DeWine has stated, that we're excited. The most important thing that the kids are playing. Mm-hmm. Then it's really just kind of families and parents, families, and loved ones that get to watch the kids. And it's kind of a bummer because, going to Friday night football games is something that, our student body just absolutely loves to do, and they cherish that. And it's just, that opportunity just doesn't exist right now. And we have to abide by those mandates, and it kind of stinks, but I mean, that's what it is. Everybody's playing by the same rules. So, the big thing I will say is the mask. And I got to tell you, and it's hard. We had games at 9 and 11 Saturday morning, and at 3, 5, and 7. So, we had a mask on all day long outside, and it's difficult to do. And I know it can be an issue, but as I had to remind a couple of parents on Saturday from opponent schools, either we wear them or the kids don't get to play. I mean, it's plain and simple.
Does it bum you out that you can't run up and down the stands and high five everybody in sight?
Tremendously. My airhead game has gone to basically nil right now. Sally Bell, our concessions lady, fuels me up with airheads, and I go toss them around, and I can't do that anymore. I'm Saturday. Well, I kind of did Saturday. I stole the airhead box and took them around to a couple little kids. So, but I can't throw them around anymore.
There you go. He's a man of the people, folks. What more do you want? Let's move on to the pitch. Boys soccer has had a rather interesting start as well. You beat Elder and then come up short against St. X. But a lot of road games to start the year, and this week is no different. What are the coaches saying right now as far as team conditioning goes, that you've got games in short order and also all of them on the road?
Well, definitely the Road Warriors here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know who the heck did our schedule, but
Who did that?
I don't know. I think Patty Sneed did, to be honest. So, yeah, it's kind of a bummer. We were looking at, I mean, they're the Road Warriors, their first 6 games are on the road. And the reason is because some of our games got canceled because of, some of the playing out of league schools and stuff like that. So, and the big thing, our coach, Sam Miller, we're going to play the best. So,
Yeah.
We got FC Cincinnati, Columbus Crew, Dallas Dynamo, Chicago Fire. I mean, you name it, we got it on there. And so going from playing Elder and beating them was an incredible match. Then going and playing St. X, who arguably is the top team in the state, is a little difficult. But now we get settled down here a little bit. We're going to play at Hamilton. We're going to play at Lebanon. So two road trips. So it should be interesting. But I can tell you this. I know when you talk from a conditioning aspect and stuff like that, there is no better coach than Sam Miller. And I got to tell you, and I'm talking in any sports around, the technique that he teaches, he really took advantage of this summer and really broke down our kids and started from scratch. They weren't happy with the way they ended last year. So they really made a concerted effort, number one, to build relationships with kids this summer, and 2, to get everybody on the same page. So I'm super excited about this group of kids.
Zach, on the girls' side, we know what they did a year ago. There's all the bragging rights there. They've already they've loaded up early on as well. Seton, Mount Notre Dame early on in the schedule, and you've got Lebanon and McNick coming up. How do you feel they're looking early on?
They've hit a little bit of adversity already. With going on the road and then losing one of our top seniors, Hunter Razor, which is just so unfortunate. The heart breaks for her within the first 5 minutes of the game against Seton. But it's kind of how these girls are. Last year they lost Carly Steiner in the tournament. These girls are incredibly tough. They're amazing kids. They do all the right things. There's no doubt that they're going to battle through this and get going. They've had a tough couple games getting started early, just like Newt was saying. The schedule is, we're playing the best of the best off the get-go. So that's something we want to do because it's going to prepare us for later in the year and then hopefully going into the postseason. But we have 2 great opportunities this week with Lebanon and then McNick. So it's going to be a fun time. We really look forward to our seniors leading us out there because they've been through it. They've been in big games like this. They've hit adversity just like this. So, we're going to kind of rely on them and hopefully Coach Boyd does a great job and our girls will definitely be prepared and hopefully we'll get two in a row this week.
Yeah, no doubt. And hopefully get things going towards another league title as well. Let's move on to tennis. And Allie Daly has been out of her mind thus far. 11-0 in singles. Did anyone see this coming?
Well, we knew she was pretty good. We knew she was pretty good. So, and it's a very interesting situation, and we kind of, a lot of bad things have gone on with this COVID situation, but Allie Daly is with us because of the COVID situation, and we are so excited to have her. And I got to tell you, she is, as you mentioned, she's an awesome tennis player, but she is even way better, more outstanding of a young lady. I am so impressed with her, and she has really led us, in more ways than just, winning tennis matches, but she's provided a lot of toughness and grit. 7 of our 11 matches have been 3-2. And, by her stepping into that number 1 role, it's allowed our, Lily Ryle to play our second singles. And it seems like every match she has is a dogfight. And she is really winning those close matches for us. And then Andrea Mirtaran is 10-1 as well. And so what they're doing, our singles are really kind of carrying the squad. And again, 7 of our 11 matches are 3-2. And it shows, it's kind of a testament to the toughness of our kids. And our coach, Brent Johnson, he just continues to talk about just going out there and continuing to play the next point and moving on. And, if it takes you 3 hours to finish, it takes you 3 hours. But the big thing is, you come away, you leave everything out on the court, and you come away with the W.
Apparently, she just doesn't know how to do anything else but put up the W. So
she's crazy good. Now, I will tell you this: at the end of the year, we always have this tournament between, Mr. Fellows, Zach, and myself go out there and we play in this 1-point tournament.
Oh.
And I am going to do everything humanly possible to fudge this schedule around that I don't have to meet Allie Daly. I ain't kidding you. Lily Ryle kicked our butts last year, and I'm still upset at her. So I don't want to get mad at Allie Daly.
Zach, how's your tennis game?
It is not as good as Coach Newt and Mr. Fellows. I'll tell you that. I got bounced in the first round with Lily Ryle last year. I don't know who came up with that schedule. They put me on the number 1 singles right off the bat. So I was kind of done for. I knew didn't have a really good chance last year. But Newt and Mr. Fellows they can swing the racket around a little bit better than I can. That's for sure.
So are you going to take on Allie in that match, or are you going to avoid it like the plague as well?
You know what? I might just have to take one for the team. I mean, Newt and Rob, we're all on the same team here, so I might just have to take one for the team, and because they're definitely going to last longer than me anyway, so I might as well go ahead and take that one on the chin for us.
Spoken like a true second in command. Let's get on to volleyball. They're just really getting going 1-1 to start the season thus far. What are you seeing from the volleyball team?
Great. I mean, Little Miami, it was a super fun match. And kudos to Little Miami's parents and our spectators. They did a phenomenal job. We were very, very happy to be able to concentrate on the game that day and really let the kids play rather than having to run around and worry about masks and doing all that stuff. And, we're senior-led team. We have 7 seniors, which is awesome, and it's huge when you're playing through crazy times like this and you don't really know what's coming. We have 7 seniors who we can lean on and kind of show the younger kids what needs to be done to get the job done. And it was awesome against Little Miami. Sammy Engel, Slamming Sammy is what we call her. She's incredible. She puts her belly button above the net there and just, I'm telling you, she's going to end up, we're going to start billing her because I think she's already put about 10 holes in our floor from just hitting the ball so hard. But she's awesome. Paige Ellis, Lydia Turner, Claire Kirk, Katie Doyle, Isabella Melotek, and Lily. They're all great kids, and they're phenomenal volleyball players as well. And unfortunately, we came up a little bit short against Bartels Road. They're extremely tough. It's always a different environment, and for them, it's the first time they've really ever played not a packed gym against Bartels Road. So it was definitely interesting, and unfortunately, we came up a little bit short there. But Coach Olson's going to do a fantastic job of turning this around and really learning from the first 2 games here, and then we look forward to getting back and getting going tomorrow against Lebanon.
Still a long way to go, though, in the season, so plenty more positive things to talk about here. Let's move on to the golf course. Newt, boys off to a 3-1 start in league play. Youngster Coleman Miller impressing early on. He's lowered his scoring average by more than 2 strokes from a year ago. What have the coaches said about his development in that regard?
Well, those kids, he and his brother, Jack Coleman and Jackson Miller, they are avid golfers. And, we talk about providing opportunities and giving kids chances to be successful. And as a parent, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to give your son or your daughter the best chance to be successful in whatever they want to do. And Jackson and Coleman's parents provide that opportunity for them in the summertime with all these golf tournaments, stuff like that. They are tremendous with that and getting them to places. So, Coleman and Jackson aren't going to ever step up to the, first tee box and be nervous because they've been there and they've done that. And so the going out and playing so many holes in the summertime like that, obviously the more you play, the better you're going to get. And Coleman really has improved since last year, as well as Jackson. And, we're excited. There's some of our leaders. And I tell you what, there's another young man, Grayson Slimmons, who really has stepped his game up as well. And he's done a super job for us this year. I think he might have come even out more of the blue for Coach Lund. But those three guys and Jake Parrish is a senior leader. Jake Parrish is our student section leader. He's a basketball player, the best kid you'll ever find in this world. And he's really stepped his game up. He had an injury and wasn't able to play a lot this summer. So, we're very optimistic about these guys, and we got a huge one today versus Bartels Road. So we're heading over to Ivy Hills, and you'll hear me tooting and hollering and screaming, and Zach and I will definitely be hollering over there.
I have no doubt about it. Over on the girls' side, they've got 3 ECC wins already. That's good to see. They've got a busy week coming at Legendary Run. First of all, which one of you two is that golf course named for?
Legendary, that definitely ain't me.
I think it's Patty Sneed back here.
Patty Sneed, yeah.
Oh, she's within earshot, so is that why you're saying that, Zach?
Yeah, no, we're super excited about them. I'm going to tell you what. We have a young lady. You talk about working on your game. Megan Bryan, a senior, and I got to tell you what, and golf is one of those sports. There's not a lot of notoriety. Jackson Kuhn had just an unbelievable game on Friday night. And his name's in lights and all that, and he deserves it because he has put a ton of time in.
Yeah.
But golf is kind of. It doesn't get the notoriety that football and stuff gets. Megan Bryan is a young lady that works just as hard as any athlete that we have here at all. And I got to tell you what, we are so excited to see her develop and continue to get better and continue to shine and mature as a young lady. She's right now 3rd in the conference. And there's no reason why we don't think she's going to be the #1 golfer in our conference at the end of the year. And she's really done a nice job of leading our squad. We got some really senior dominated squad with Linda Taylor, Alex Vanderhorst, Melissa Fickus, and Haley Morrow. So we're just excited to watch them and to get after. And it's a little bit more difficult this year to get out to see them because we've got so many things that we have to do here at school now. But like I said, you don't get any better than Megan. We're excited to see where she can take us.
Yeah, she's really been off to a fantastic start there, no doubt. As you said, 3rd in the league in scoring, improved her scoring by over 2 strokes per round this year as well. Moving on to cross country, Zach, early in the season for cross country as well, but have you seen that they've been able to maybe maintain sort of a normal training schedule despite all the pandemic stuff because they can social distance?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Coach Wolf and Carrie Lee, I mean, it doesn't get any better than those two to help lead in our group. And these young men and young women, I mean, they're running all the time. It's crazy. They're running all, I mean, together, but spatially spread out. I mean, they really do a good job. They're able to do that, which has been awesome. But they put in tons of time. I mean, they've been just on Friday, they had a 5:30 run. So it's been good that they've been able to kind of continue to not really miss a beat as much, but I mean, they do all the right things. They do their temperature checks do the COVID symptoms every day before they get there. So, I mean, even though they're able to spread out and do all that stuff, which is awesome, we still want to make sure that we're taking the proper precautions as we go. But they haven't really had to skip a beat, which has been awesome. And it kind of showed off. I mean, Sam Miskawa got first the other day. I think it was last Tuesday. And Alex Kolowak got second. And then, of course, it's 2020, so it's crazy. And then our girls didn't even get the race because of the lightning.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's wild. But I think that our kids have been able to do an awesome job of, I mean, they're a tight-knit group, and they've been able to kind of keep going and keep running every day. So I'm really looking forward to what they can do this year. I really enjoy watching those kids. They're a fun group to cheer for.
Yeah, and we'll be keeping track of them for sure. Lastly, before I let you guys go here, I wanted to talk about a special piece that's now on the website from our own Zach Connor, who's now writing some feature stories. And the new one that's up on the website talks about soccer player Ethan Hughes and everything he's had to go through over the summer. He's a member of the soccer team, and early July, going through a normal training session, played a ball off of his chest, and all of a sudden things went wrong, and all of a sudden he has to go to the hospital, find out he has a collapsed lung. He's had multiple surgeries in trying to overcome this. Seems like he's on the right path. He's getting better and better all the time, but guys, take me through this and what it's been like, not only for Ethan, but for the team and the community around it, because it is quite a story and quite a turnaround from where we were at the beginning of July.
Well, the Hughes family is just an absolutely outstanding family, and his mother teaches in our building, and she's a great lady, and it was incredibly weird. I guess it would be the best way to put it, in the fact that it's just a normal play. He just played a ball off his chest, and huge kudos to our kids, because when they went over to take their water breaks, you know, our teammates kind of noticed something was up with him, and you know, and they're kind of spread out in this process, and they kind of notice. And then, you know, there's been a ton of talk about Sam Miller and our assistant coach Mike Slemons and what they did, and it's you know, they're in it for the right reasons. There is no doubt about it, and they noticed something was up, and it's a very difficult thing, because you know, you want to push your kids through toughness. This is a summer practice, and it's hot and it's muggy. And you want to push, and you want to drive, and you want to say, come on, let's go, get after it.
Yep.
And they were smart enough and compassionate enough to know that, and that's the trust that they have with their teammate, with their kids,
Yep.
is they knew something was up. And you know, they got right on it and called 911, and just the battle that he has undergone since then. I mean, he has a surgery, and then everything looks good, and then something goes wrong. And then, I mean, to be honest with you, I can't remember how many surgeries it has been now, 5 or 6. And Susan did a great job of keeping us informed of, this is how things are going, you know, things look good. And then we'd text the next day, and all of a sudden something else would jump up and get him. And then he got released from the hospital, and things looked great. And then, you know, a couple of weeks later, he's back in the hospital and having more surgeries. But I have to tell you, Ethan Hughes, and Zach and I have had some talks with him last year, because he's a phenomenal athlete, but he's such a great kid, but he's so hard on himself. He really is. He's a perfectionist, and he's very hard on himself. And from talking to him now, and from talking to him in the past, just the maturity that this young man has gone through and has had to gone through to understand the importance of, you know, soccer, but understand the importance of life. And he's a young man. We just, you know, we could not brag on enough, because of the way he's handled this adversity. And he keeps a smile on his face. And I don't know how the young man does, but he keeps a smile on his face. He keeps, you know, team is the thing, and he continues to cheer his team on. Even though he can't go out there, He knows he can help on the sidelines. He just can't help on the field. So he's doing whatever he can on the side. But this young man, it's a great story. And as you said, we appreciate you coming and you guys doing a piece on him, because people need to see, we have great kids here and great families. And what his family has been through, I could not imagine. And they're going to come out on top of all this because of the way that they've handled it and the way they've confronted it up front, and just the attitude that they have.
And what an attitude to have, to work through it and still be a positive contributor on the sidelines. It's a great story. Check it on the website. Our own Zach Connor wrote that piece. It's up there now. You can check it out there as well. It's a great story. Newt, Zach, it's been great catching up with you once again. Looking forward. Now we're back in the swing of things, and let's do it again next week. What do you say?
I really like that. Now that I can hit that button and know how to get to Zoom, I'm telling you what, I can do this. I like seeing you now, and just not talking into the phone.
Yeah, this is a pretty good deal. So we'll look forward to it again next week. That's Chris Newton and Zach McCormick of Anderson High School joining us for This Week in Anderson Sports on ESP Media, powered by Sidearm Sports.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good week.